UAE has 7 states where Qatar is only one state. Both Qatar and UAE have their respective uniqueness. Dubai is lovely to work and stay. I would say Dubai's nightlife is unparalleled. But Dubai often gets hampered with recession. While Qatar is growing country, slowly but surely Qatar is moving up, and most importantly with stability. The Gulf countries, although in many ways similar, are different. However, the simple and more relaxed way of life has gone. The Gulf is now more competitive with each other than before. Politics and modern cultures have overwhelmed them. Massive buildings now occupy spaces where once simple dwellings were. The multicultural society is now deeply embedded in their cultures. Saudi Arabia and UAE are now fighting in the finance world. Asians now own and portray a definite place in the Arab world. For instance, over 1 million Indian residents and business owners now inhabit Qatar. The persistent lack of local inhabitants taking part in the labor market, plus the meager number of inhabitants opened labor markets in Asia. This of course is not limited to Qatar, it's all over the Gulf. Dubai has become one traffic jam, as the infrastructure was developed too late. Qatar itself is growing rapidly with new roads opening overnight. The expansion over the last 5 years has been immense. Schools have more priority, although private schools may need more scrutiny. The aim is to get their citizens through school and into the working population. Women are at the top for pushing studies and studying themselves. Like all countries in the Gulf, they lack insight to proper labor laws, leaving many doors open for locals not to pay salaries, especially in construction and smaller businesses who forget important Muslim morals. Qatar is definitely more peaceful and the infrastructure seems to be doing well. Most important of course is good leadership, key, and respect for it. Qatar is not fighting for recognition on the world stage. It proved it will survive a major crisis, with all being relative, supporting its leader. An immigrant from Asia would prefer Qatar for a long-term profession and steadiness, while Western people would prefer UAE for its larger-than-life arrangements. Qatar doesn't have much options for entertainment and often one gets bored after few years. Dubai on other hand is full of entertainment, nightlife, sport riders, adventures etc. If you want to save money, Qatar is better than UAE since your options for spending is far lesser in Qatar than UAE. Secondly, cost of living is lesser in Qatar versus UAE. If you want better living standard and lifestyle, UAE stands far ahead of Qatar. Option for fun, sports, entertainment are thousands times more in UAE than Qatar. I am sure this is the reason all Qatari fly to UAE during holidays and weekends. In view of development, UAE has better roads, transportation and skyscrapers than Qatar. But Qatar is rapidly developing. Talking about lifestyle, it depends on one's job status and living condition. For an equally paid job, I would say Qatar is more peaceful and safe, and you can actually save a bit more money if you try for it. There isn't enough things in Qatar which tempts you to spend money on other than your normal expenses. The two main cities to compare in both countries are Doha and Dubai. When you talk about Qatar, you talk 90% about Doha itself. The city has not seen any timely expansion as expected. Dubai is full of happenings and cannot be stereotyped as a city under regulations of Islamic rules. You can expect more personal freedom of choice and lifestyle. To sum it up, in infrastructure UAE is better. In education, Qatar is better. In health, Qatar is better. In friendliness, both are very welcoming. UAE is more liberal. In safety, Qatar is better. In entertainment for family, Qatar is better. In entertainment for adults, nightlife, UAE is better. In wildlife, UAE is better. Qatar is more laid back and relaxing. In culture, Qatar is better. In salary, Qatar or UAE, especially Abu Dhabi, are almost the same. The UAE has a GDP, gross domestic product, almost thrice as much as that of Qatar. The UAE is bigger in size compared to Qatar. The UAE dominates Qatar in a lot of aspects. But, living in Qatar saves you more money compared to that of living in the UAE, as the standard of living in Qatar is comparatively lower than that of UAE. Qatar will evolve rapidly in next 5 years, but due to current slump in oil and gas, I would prefer steady life of Qatar than fancy life of UAE. This was the Atlantis Report. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.